LAPD stalking a helicopter right now in the workplace. That's crossing path. That's Abundance. They're going to federal prison. This is the light source under the clouds and amplifying that sensational audible activity. They've been doing this since 2 o'clock in the morning, the same exact stalking conduct. And you have what is the same pattern. While I was in my apartment, Carlo Lopez, your company's group stalking at the workplace. Ryan Abundance crossing paths just like, oh, no. That's the demon of Tiffany Sherez. She's going to federal prison. You have what was Hector Aparicio doing the same thing that Tiffany Sherez is doing the same thing that Sang Lee is doing. That's the demon that came inside of my office while the entity was sounding sirens, and the light source was directly above my office. Remember, that was during 2:20 p.m. This is the light source that's here at 8:31 in the morning. As a matter of documentation and science, you're talking about the natural environment, the sun is never going to be at the same address. As a matter of documentation, rising, so-called rising, these demons are under what's a sunrise at 6:45 in the morning. That's Luis Ramos. He's going to federal prison with a minor child engaged in the P.O.C, living at a crime scene. Those minor children in his custody and Jeanette Ramirez's custody, they're going to be removed from the custody of the people of the state that live at the property. That's Juan Quereto, Tiffany Sherez, monitoring in violation of Title 18 as well, while LAPD is flying over in a helicopter, living at a community, engaging what is systematic surveillance, and they're violent sex offenders in the custody of children, using those, employing them in the pattern of conduct as well, and they're psychopaths looking and talking with each other while they're monitoring someone else. This is what the demon-possessed population do. All right, it is currently, again, 8:32 a.m. Remember, you're looking at the pattern. What Tiffany Sherez is doing and Juan Quereto are doing, that's exactly what, Tiffany Sherez and Juan Quereto are doing, that's exactly what Hector Aparicio was doing, crossing path while LAPD was crossing path above me, and they're all in engineered light. Light that's on your ceiling is the pattern of conduct. Walking around where they live at a crime scene and your shadow is surrounding you, and then you're looking at what are demons that want to appear as though, oh, I'm just chit-chatting walking by. That's psychopaths. They're going to get mental examinations. They're going to get mental examinations. And what I also want to document, LA County engaging in monitoring in the workplace, calling the phone, LA Dependency Court. You'll see those still images. That's LA County also engaging in Title 18 criminal conduct on the venue of the internet with the state, using the phone as a means of audible activity while the entity is keeping me under surveillance in the workplace. It is currently 8:32 a.m. This is P.O.C. at Alvarado Gardens. All 59 units are filled with third parties. These are psychopaths and these are demons. And they are not persuasive at all. The sunrise and sunset at the same address, shadows surrounding you, shadows above your head, light appearing above you, magnified shadows, and then you have the demon possessed that do just like that. That's called psychological torture, and they're going to be placed in mental facilities for that, in addition to federal prison. All right, and they do that with their children as well. It is currently, remember, that's LAPD that's engaging in that presence, and this is the light source that's not possibly the sun, so you also know that those are demons, and those are demons flying in a helicopter. It is 8:33 a.m. Todd Speaker is going to be prosecuted civilly and criminally, because this is what his employees are engaging in, and this is what he is engaging in by virtue of what is his real property and his business, where the ongoing criminal system by a state is in operation. And this entity that is monitoring documentation, a demon-possessed one, in a demonic environment, is doing nothing other than concealing the light source that remains at the same place. And even so, engineered light remains. Those demons, Tiffany Sherez of 1818 apartment number 6, in custody of minor children, whom she is going to be removed from having any ability to remain in custody of them. Those children include, I'm going to show you right now. This is impunity that the people of the state, and let me be clear, Tiffany Sherez and Juan Quereto, they are demonstrating the impunity of the demon-possessed population who are a threat to your physical safety, your life, and your well-being, seeking to engage in that ongoing system. And all of this entity is aware of the fact of every video, every picture, every utterance that I make with regard to their criminal system, and they are still stalking, okay, and monitoring. Tiffany Sherez, Social Security number 622402753, in the custody of minor children, which she employs in the pattern of conduct. Melanie Sherez, Mila Sherez, De La Barcenia, and Nova Almanza. They're going to be removed from her custody, and Juan Almanza is the other adult there, engaging in the pattern of conduct, living at the crime scene, doing so with minor children, and enabling a government and the people of the state to do so with those minor children. All of those are independent grounds of federal prison. What you're witnessing by Tiffany Sherez and Juan Quereto is not only malice and impunity, but it's an impermissible threat and it is speaking to what is grounds of federal prison. These are the people of the state that engage in criminal summoning of the entity that is stalking obsessively in police vehicles and in helicopters as the pattern of conduct as demonstrated not only at the Ovid Family Community Library, where the specific environment is present. At no time is the sun going to be at Alvarado Gardens, where the documented maintenance of what is supposedly the sun, which you know it's not, but nonetheless, the documentation, 8 o'clock in the morning until after 6 p.m., that's the specific environment at one address. And then the entity is maintaining the light source over me here at Alvarado Gardens. Not only do I document it at the same time, but for the duration of the day, the documentation is established as early as 6:48 in the morning until after 6:30 p.m. That's the specific environment. That is the exposure of what is a demon-possessed population as well. And while they are also engaged in Title 18 criminal conduct, they're also on the internet with communication devices, keeping you under surveillance, monitoring, knowing exactly what's being documented about them. And that's directly relevant to how long they're going to sit in federal prison, to disbanding of these police departments, and what is mental examinations for all, also being published on the a list to be maintained by the Department of Justice, engaging in state surveillance, identification of what's a violent sex offense committed by a corrupt public entity, which is a matter of public corruption, and that's group stalking. I want to be clear, the teenager, she's 15 years old, Melanie Cherez, she's going to be prosecuted as a group stalker. She's a part of the entity. You do not maintain any privacy while you are in the shoes of the government, and she's going to be published as a group stalker. She's going to, that criminal record is going to follow her because that's the pattern that she's engaging in, and her parent is facilitating it. She's going to federal prison for that. But that 15-year-old child knows exactly what she's doing, and she is engaging in that system in concert with the state, documented on more than one occasion, even acting with her younger siblings. Susana Martinez, the same pattern demonstrated by those underage third parties, engaging in what is criminal demonic activity, placing another under surveillance, and doing so through the means which is specifically designed to psychologically torture. And these underage minors are also aware that, remember, you're dealing with the demon possessed first, and then you're understanding their criminal conduct and their intent to target someone else, especially when they're learning all the ways in which the demons are being prosecuted. They engage in more of it. The entity, Hector Aparicio, again, both of his children, one is over the age of majority, the other is under the age of majority, and he is documented engaging in the pattern of group stalking with the state, and he is going to get a criminal record for being a group stalker, which is a criminal record that's going to follow him. But let me go ahead in this video and document them. Usually I take still images, but I'm going to go ahead and include it in this video because this is exactly what they're doing. This is Hector Aparicio. Everybody in this household is going to be prosecuted. The adults are going to federal prison, so that includes Emily Gonzalez, Teresa Gonzalez de Mejia, and Hector Aparicio, who you saw crossing path while LAPD was flying over in relevant position, while also Carlo Lopez, that's what you saw this morning on video, while they were monitoring me inside of the private space, and that was captured at 7:20, and that was captured at 7:04 in the morning. This morning. This is the pattern of conduct, and currently it is 8:36 a.m. I want to be clear. This is attributed to what is in the workplace now. So you're just prosecuting for you're prosecuting the entity that is engaging, and everywhere that they're engaging in the pattern of conduct and the ways in which they engage in the pattern of conduct. This is relevant to policies, additional policies that I advocate with regard to a matter of public corruption, where you're subject to what is 24-hour ceaseless surveillance by a demon-possessed entity, and that demon possession is evidence in the environment, which is literally a scientific impossibility. Just like you saw my shadows surrounding my person last night while I'm standing outside beside a light fixture that does not create multiple shadows. That's how you know what is surrounding you, and that's how you also know that you are subject to that system, in addition to the direct evidence of the entity stalking by these corrupt law enforcement agencies. It is currently, again, 8:39 a.m. I do want to document at 8:34 a.m. This is while I am in operation. So this is speaker companies using what is the means of a communication device to monitor, and this is one who's going to federal prison. I've already documented him. Also, Juan Carlos, using the communication device in violation of Title 18, monitoring right now in real time while I am documenting Tiffany Cherez. This is also on the communication device, so I want to document that, and I'll put a screenshot of what they are doing on the communication devices in violation of Title 18 while the entity is group stalking in relevant position with that same entity that is LAPD. And that's going to the prosecution of Todd Speaker and his employees, all of whom are at the Duarte Park Apartments. They're going to federal prison. Syracuse Park Apartments, Maria Hernandez, she's going to federal prison. and Carla Lopez, who is a floater, a demon-possessed third-party group stalker, coming onto the grounds, engaging in the same exact pattern of conduct in this specific environment, which is no form, no legal excuse provided whatsoever. You're not exercising any constitutional rights where the venue is established and where the state's pattern of conduct is underway. You are criminally facilitating it, and the exhibited demon possession, that ongoing impossible maintenance of impossible light activity, that's speaking to what is an independent grounds of establishing the fact that you're a group stalker, and that is the pattern that's established by the people of the state. He's going to federal prison. It is currently 8:40 a.m. and this is P.O.C.